Hi everybody, it's Frank Horvat here on Facebook Live Chat. So thank you so much for being here. I want to welcome Christopher Lee, flutist, and it's great to have you here and have Chris here helping celebrate the release of my new albums this week. I guess we should start at the beginning, how we met, or we can't just jump into this very emotionally charged piece without talking a little bit about how we connected.
But I remember a coffee shop meeting to which I was late.
Were you?
Yes,
No, I was late.
Okay.
No,
you were late.
Well, Samantha must have been there first. Samantha Chang, who is the other flutist who played on that piece. Discriminate, by the way, is for two flutes and electronics.
So yeah, it was around that time that there were some political issues about LGBT discrimination and so on in Russia.
Right.
And they had passed several anti-LGBT propaganda laws.
Right.
Something for me, living in Canada, it was quite a shock. This is what's on my mind.
Yeah, that was amazing because I went into I remember that conversation. It was in a Starbucks on the Danforth in Toronto. That's where we met, the three of us. And as I explained, that a lot of my compositions are very programmatic. They're often based on non-musical inspiration. So often when I, starting a collaborative process with musicians, I always like talking about these things because those conversations might bring something up. And then within seconds, I remember sitting in the coffee shop, I said, within seconds, I instantly thought, this is going to be a two flute and tape piece, and we're gonna have to interview people. And I don't even remember if I said that.
No,
did I not?
No.
Okay,
no.
But I remember thinking that. Maybe I just kept it close to my chest.
I don't remember there being any hesitation on their part about being involved. Neither are musicians, and so really have no idea what I was trying to describe.
Exactly. We don't know what we're doing. It's like we're not making a documentary.
No.
We're making a piece of music. But we need you to be open like a documentary. It's strange.
But I think it was the subject matter because they both had stories that they wanted to tell.
And had you heard those stories before? So you didn't know any of them. And one of them was actually a partner of yours, a previous partner of yours. So you never he never personally shared them with you. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't even know that.
I mean, I think there's some parts that are so personal that you go there if you have to. You're not necessarily thinking you're not.
Yeah. Another time, me and my boyfriend, we were in the Red Square, just walking in the park, and these three thugs came up to us and they started kicking us. Yeah.
One of the best-known journalists says that the hearts of gay people should be burnt.
Really opened up.
They did.
I mean, if people listen to this piece, you'll hear, some very graphic, very personal, very heart-wrenching and tragic stories that these two men have faced. So, I composed, and then you guys had this thing lined up with the whole musician retreat, where you had a series of concerts, and that's something you're part of and organizing. And so you said that you and Sam would do the premiere in London. So how did that come about? The timing was right?
The timing was right. You had the piece was ready.
Yeah.
I remember the process of rehearsing it. For me, it was a bit of it's a new world because I had never actually played with an electronic backing track before, and it's merciless.
Because it's like practicing with a metronome.
Exactly,
right?
It doesn't move.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody doing the timings of the program saying, how long is this piece, that piece, and I said, this one, it's 11/4. And it never will be anything different.
That's true. And there are some technically challenging things in playing that piece for a flute, because I'm not a flute player, so that's what I told this to somebody yesterday. Yeah, you think? Yeah. Well, I told this to somebody else yesterday. If you don't play that instrument as a composer, my big thing is I always go into things willing to make changes. But I'll tell you something. They taught me this in university. And I'm not slagging performers. This is actually a noble thing about musicians and performers. Often I find performers don't want to tell the composer, this is just too difficult or too hard. You know, because you guys have a pride thing. I got to be able to do this. It's working. Yes. Hi guys. We are deep in the bowels of Scarborough Civic Center, covertly recording this Facebook live chat. Don't tell anybody we're doing this, but we were having a bit of an internet problem, so now we think it's solved, so we're back, and it's awesome. What is it like to record a piece like that?
Yeah, well, it's a very interesting recording process because you have to do everything with attention to an electronic track in the back of your mind, which of course is not going to change. And I remember that afternoon or morning, whatever it was, working with Samantha in the studio and you.
And Jean.
And Jean.
4 of us, yeah.
Putting together this piece. But you know, it wasn't as challenging as I thought it would have been in that setting because of the way you wrote it. And it's very clear as to what each segment of the piece means, like what is the purpose of it. So with that in mind, it's, I don't want to say simple, but it's a logical process of how you put a piece like that together with an electronic back and so on.
I'm very proud of what I hear. So you've obviously listened to the final recording that's on the album. What are your thoughts now as you listen back at it, both musically, but also about the subject matter that the piece is about?
Well, first, and I know I may be biased, but this is a very important piece of music.
It is.
Social, and to add into the literature of everybody.
Thank you.
I know the story, and I know people in the story, and it's something that's very near and dear to me. So I look at it, I listen to it through that lens, if you will. The final product, I will admit, yes, I've heard it, but I tend not to listen to it often. It's difficult.
Yeah.
And occasionally I'll put it on, but usually it's because something like that is on my mind or whatever. And, you know, I think something like that, the purpose for it out in our society is that it can inspire people, I hope, maybe, inspire people to make a change.
Yeah. Make
an action, however small. But what we as artists might be able to do, difficult as it is instigate some sort of, you know, or let's put it more bluntly, light a fire under butts.
Yeah.
And get people to really understand the world that's around them.
Right.
And know that they can make a change.
Right.
And do something about it, rather than just ignoring it as someone else's problem. Which happens with so many things. And it's really, in our society, it's been up to a lot of artists, be they dancers or painters or poets or musicians, to bring these issues to light. And the nice part about having it in a musical composition and on an album is that it's there forever.
Right.
As opposed to what we were talking about earlier, a media blitz, which goes away after time, and therefore it's out of people's minds. This way, it's always there, and it's always a reminder.
And I remember attending performances of other pieces on this album, and I remember the performer inviting me up. I was Catherine Ladano, actually. Catherine is a bass clarinetist, and I wrote the piece Cairo for her that appears on this album. And I remember she premiered it at Wilfrid Laurier at a concert, and I went up to say a few things. And, you know, composer will often finish their comments before the performance takes place by saying, I hope you enjoy the piece.
Yes.
And I actually went out of my way to say to the audience, you know, honestly, I can't tell you, I hope you enjoy this piece. Like other albums coming out this week, I am saying that, you know, I hope you enjoy this piece. But I can't say that about this, the Discriminatie or the current agenda in general, because it's nothing about enjoyment.
Exactly.
It's about, I've been instead saying about this album, I hope it makes you think about the issues that the music is raising. And I think that was my prime motivation in composing the pieces, and that's the prime motivation of the performers who perform the pieces or something. That being said, I always think of the piece as being a bit like a documentary. I love documentaries, and I don't know about you, but if I watch a really good documentary, I get this inner fire.
I do.
You know, even if I wasn't really passionate or had like an immediate connection to the issue.
Yeah.
And I've had that reaction from some people about other pieces. You know, like in this piece too, I've gotten beautiful feedback about it. You know, where people all of a sudden you could see in their face, you know, that they're really, you know, passionate about it, and it's like, yay, we succeeded, right? We
Exactly
what we wanted to do. So
all you want to do, that's all you can do, right? Just put it out there.
absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about stuff you're working on right now. Things you're excited about, passionate about in your music making.
I'm excited about everything.
Of course you are.
This is a nice part of being a musician.
Yes,
You can be
absolutely.
excited about everything.
And not get paid. And we're still excited, even though we're not getting paid. Yeah.
What's wrong with us, right?
Exactly. We're nuts. There. So thank you so much
My
for doing
pleasure.
this.
It's been fantastic.
Thank you all, friends. Thank you, Bamtone and Susan. I see you guys said hello. Thank you for everyone for your support of the music and for keep thinking about the big issues and using art to express them. So bye for now.
Bye.
Cheers.